Let's talk about the difference between a twin flame versus a soulmate. So, having a twin flame is actually incredibly rare. Most people do not have them. This is where a lot of like spiritual communities get it wrong, or people going through a spiritual awakening get it wrong, where they think they meet someone, it's like a super intense connection, and they assume it's a twin flame. So, that's not always the case. What my guides have showed me is it's literally like 0.01% of the population actually has a twin flame, so it is like super rare. And what twin flames are, it's essentially one soul split into two bodies. So that soul, your soul, if this is you, decided to incarnate into two different experiences within the same time period. So you may never meet your twin flame, or you might. Most of them do at some point in time, and it's essentially it's you in another body essentially. So when you meet this person, there's like a deep, profound soul recognition, and you may even like finish each other's sentences, and this feeling of like when you look at them, you're almost like looking at yourself. Like it feels like looking at a mirror. Usually there's a ton of synchronicities, there's no coincidences, but like so much divine timing. Like divine timing is always at play, and profound levels of awareness. And also what can happen is either you go through a dark period before you meet your twin flame, or you go through a dark period after you meet your twin flame, because they spark an awakening within you, because they are your mirror. So the whole purpose and point of a twin flame is to show you what parts of yourself need to be healed in order to come into union with you, with your own soul, whether that's in your own independent body or in connection with them in union. So the end goal isn't necessarily romantic union with the twin flame. The end goal and point of the twin flame experience is to bring you back in union with yourself, with your own soul. So essentially, if you view life and all the experiences that you've had in life as experiences that either perhaps they traumatized you, or there's some type of like energetic or spiritual baggage that you have taken on because of what you've experienced in your life, those experiences are not you. They simply happened in your life, and the twin flame literally will mirror to you any aspects that are not healed within yourself, or that need to be healed, shifted, or released, so that you can essentially clear the energetic weight and baggage of what's holding you back, or what's holding you back from being able to fully connect into who you truly are, to be in true union with yourself. So if we view like traumatic experiences as literally like cuts or fragments like within our soul, it's like healing those spaces to reclaim your own sense of self, your own energetic sovereignty, to come back in union with you. Once you properly heal and release anything that's happened to you in this lifetime, any insecurities, that is like, souls don't have insecurities. That's a human thing. So it's releasing everything that is not inherently you as an essence in soul form, so you can come back into union with yourself. So being in full and true union with yourself, like I say, is happy, healthy, whole, and healed on your own. You won't have the desire necessarily to reunite with the twin flame, because you are doing the union with yourself already. You're in union with yourself. Sometimes you get to unite with your person, your twin flame, but it's not necessarily the goal. The goal is to unite with your own soul. So there's many different interpretations, especially in online spaces, about this, but it's really important to understand like twin flames, like the journey itself is no joke. It seriously can be super hard, difficult, and challenging, because they will mirror to you whatever attachment wounds you have, perhaps any wounding or traumatic experiences or insecurities, truly whatever it is that like really pains your soul, that maybe you've stored for long periods of time. It'll be brought up to the surface. And they typically aren't there to support you through that experience, because you're meant to do that portion on your own to prove almost to yourself or your own soul that you are capable of being happy, healthy, whole, and healed on your own. The twin flame simply serves as the spark to do that. So it's super intense. It's very profound. This is different than a soulmate connection. So a soulmate connection typically, oftentimes, is a connection from a past life, and you're like re-meeting that person in this life. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be platonic, friendship. It can even be like a family member, but like having a deep soulmate connection with someone is soul recognition. So two different souls, but the souls recognize each other, typically from a past life connection. So it could have been somebody you were with in a past life, or a friendship from a past life, romantic partner, family member from past life, whatever it is. And you may experience meeting one of your soulmates. So we have many soulmates. There's not just one. We have many soulmates, and depending on the level of work that you do in your life depends on like what level you meet your different soulmates, and you might actually phase out of different soulmates in this lifetime if you choose to like seal out the contracts. So in this lifetime, you may choose to close out a cycle with the soulmate if it no longer serves your highest good, if it's not supporting you in unconditional love or growth or whatever your human decides to do in this lifetime, because you do have free will. But you may come to decide that you no longer want to continue with a certain soulmate, or you want to close out that agreement if you came into this lifetime with one. But also know, just because you meet a soulmate in this life doesn't mean they're meant to be in your life, and it doesn't mean they're meant to be a romantic partner. So for example, you may meet a soulmate that you had a relationship with in a past life or had a deep connection, but their human decided with their free will to choose a different partnership in this lifetime, to have kids with somebody else, whatever it might be. And so you may meet them on your path, but it doesn't mean just because you're have a soulmate connection that you're meant to be together in this lifetime. It's just that deep soul recognition of like, I know you, I've met you before. And sometimes it sparks something within you, or sometimes it's just a deep soul recognition moment of like, I see you, I know you, and you can have like a beautiful divine meaning in that little point moment in time, but it doesn't mean that they're meant to be in your life long term. Also, you can outgrow soulmates if their human isn't expanding to the same level that your human is expanding on in this lifetime. And we all have free will, so we get to decide who we do and do not want to have in our life. Maybe that connection served you in a past life, but like you decide to veto it in this life. So soulmates are much more like compatible in the sense of like soulmate connections can be deeply nourishing, supportive. They usually have a lot of unconditional love and are there to support you if it's in alignment in this lifetime. But you have many soulmates. Whether you meet all of them depends on you, your life, your experience, what you're choosing with your free will, and where life is guiding you. So the big takeaway and main difference between a twin flame and soulmate is they're entirely different, but twin flames is one soul in two separate bodies that sparks significant, deep change, transformation, spiritual awakenings that can be like super intense, because it's essentially helping you to heal any unhealed aspects of you, to come in union with your own self, your own soul, and clear out any energetic weight or baggage that's not serving your highest good. Versus a soulmate is a deep soul connection, different souls, typically from a past life experience or connection with someone that you also meet in divine timing that may or may not be with you for a duration of period of time in your life. But typically soulmate connections are filled with unconditional love. They feel grounded, like you already know someone. You don't even need to spend the time or energy getting to know someone, because you already know them on a deep soul level, whether it's friendship, romantic, or anything else. And also know that you can have beautiful, deep, and profound connections with other people that are not soulmates and that aren't your twin flames. But the soulmate connections tend to feel really soul satisfying, and you may be able to connect in deeper or different ways than you would with just like a regular person that you meet. But also know that any connection that you make in this lifetime may then show up or turn up as a soulmate connection in a future life if you choose to like reincarnate. So many differences and nuances between them. Listen to your soul's guidance into what is your truth and which of these applies to you and your circumstances. And for anyone who just found me today, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We share all different types of spiritual teachings, beautiful guided meditations, restorative yoga. So if you're ever looking to connect to your higher self, spirit team, and receive channeled guidance to help support you wherever you find yourself on your journey, all my readings and sessions are bookable on my website, underthemoonwithteal.com, that is also linked on my YouTube channel. I hope you have a beautiful and wonderful rest of your day wherever you find yourself in the world.